All right, so we're talking about wall stone today. This is called drywall stone or flagstone. So different people will call it different things, but if you say flagstone, they know what you're talking about. They're all pretty standard. They're 8 inches wide usually, but it's very standard, but they call it 2 to 3 inches. It's because it varies 2 to 3 inches. So sometimes people ask the question, well, how do you get it level? How do you lay the stuff so that you can work with it? Well, we pick a lot of the stone sometimes according to the lay of the bond that we have going on. So we'll kind of look ahead, but sometimes you need that variation to get you where you're plumb. The biggest problem that we see though is the mortar not being used right. It should be a decent consistency where it's not too wet and not too dry. And when we lay it, we always lay 2 rows so that the mortar has somewhere to go. So we leave a little bit of a cavity there in the middle. That way when we spread it, the mortar has a little spot, a little pocket to go. Now again, if the mortar's too wet, it's gonna fall. If it's too dry, you can't tap it down. You just want to rest it, they call. See, it didn't drop too much. It stayed right put where I had it. You know, so now when I tap it down and plumb the corner, and of course this is not going to be exactly always right because the stone has a little bit of variation to it, but we want to try to get it as close as we can as we lay it. And as we're laying it at these steps, we want to make sure to keep it even with the curve, and we can do that as we go along. So when we level it, we always level it this way, and then we always plumb the corner this way. As you can see, it's got to be tapped down. So now she's plumb. It didn't drop down too much. You can fill that in a little bit, but that's how we do it. And what we typically try to do, this is a 4-foot level. I'll lay enough stone to cover that 4 feet as I go, and I go around. Then I'll use an 8-foot or a 10-foot or 12-foot 2x4 to continue around just to make sure that I'm level. And when I lay them, I always lay out about 4 feet of stone. Then I tap down. That way I can get an accurate measurement. You don't want to just micromanage it. But again, that's typically how we like to do it.